Oh, this didn't come. So all the ones that I've done last week, I'm going to try my best to get posted. So here we go. Got your weights. Yes. So here's my weights. And again, I'm telling you some of these things because it's the stuff that I tend to do. And I'm telling you, here's the big habit. And I noticed it on myself. So let me show you. I did it just now. I caught myself. What we do is we tend to take the first steps like this. Stop yourself, and just say, let me not be in such a hurry. See? That's Michael. It's not just a random person in the house. It's my son-in-law. Anyway, he's going to help me work around the house a little bit to help Justin get everything ready. Here, this is a very important concept. I want you to stand up, and I want you to just take a few steps. And if you're not really mindful, I'm telling you, you can see me. We do this. Okay, how do you not do that? Number one, you do it because of habit. You do it because you're not wanting to trip and you're wanting to look. And you do it because you're stiff. And in your back or in your hips especially. So what you have to do is just say, rib cage up, bring your knee up, and take those first steps with your rib cage lifted. Once your rib cage gets lifted, and you just gently put your shoulders down, like just take your hands and pat your shoulders like this. Generally, we have something in our hands, okay? And yes, when you're gonna bend, I always want people to hip hinge and come down, but you know what, you don't hip hinge. What you do is you lean in here, but a lot of us round our back and we start out like this. So if you want to quit doing that and change your habit patterns, you got to say rib cage up and bring that knee up a little exaggerated. Jessica's going to demonstrate. She's running across the room so you don't see her. Okay, so why am I doing this? Because I caught myself doing it. I was down here talking to you guys, and then I wanted to get over here and get ready, and I just did this. And that's what we don't want to do. So those first steps are very important. So let's actually do a sit to stand to get warmed up. Being very conscious of when we take the first step, which is what I'm gonna do, you gotta say rib cage up. Then you gotta slow down. Then you gotta bring the knee up a little more than what you normally would do, okay? Are you ready? I'm here in front of my chair. I'm gonna hip hinge. I'm gonna drop my chin. I'm gonna take a big breath through my nose. I'm going to keep my shoulders down. I'm going to hip hinge. So when I hip hinge, and if you have hip issues, if you're getting over a hip replacement, if you're going toward a hip replacement, if you have wonky hips, use your hands. It's okay to guide you into the chair, but don't do excessive neck bending. Keep your chin tucked. Come down. Use your hands to settle into the chair. And yes, this is the first, I did a lot of sit to stands the other day, and I'm gonna do them, and if you wanted to, you could put a pad under to give yourself a 2-inch lift. I'm going all the way down because I'm using this as a warm-up, so I wanted to go all the way down, okay, and I can. Then I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna put my hands back here even though I don't need to, because some of you need to use your hands back here. Okay, drop your chin, put your hands here, Do not raise your shoulders. Keep your shoulders down. Big breath, hip hinge into the heels, and push gently and come up, and now take that first step. Take that second step. This is the key, what I just did, to keep you from doing this, which is what a lot of your friends are doing. You see them and you don't want to go there. Number one, it doesn't it doesn't make us look like we're full of energy. That's number one. But it really impacts your hips, your back, your breathing is impacted. So let's do that again. Sit, all right? Use your hands if you need to, or lead a choir. Drop your shoulders, chins tucked, take a big breath. Use your hands if you need to. Now come here, rib cage up, bring that first knee up, second knee up. And if you tend to be stiff in your back, if you tend to have any kind of back issues, that's the reason for a lot of this. It's a telltale sign that somebody's got something wrong with their back, their hip, you know, sometimes all of that. Okay, here we go. Take a big deep breath. Are you ready? So use your hands or lead the choir, okay? Keep your chin tucked. Big breath in through the nose, drop your shoulders. Here we go, heels, and take that first step. Now, you might not have known this because you didn't, you know, I didn't make any big deal out of it. But right at the last end, like the second before I took the step, I was going to take it with my preferred leg. Take it with the non-preferred leg 2 or 3 times, and take it with the preferred leg 2 or 3 times, okay? You may think that this is all mundane stuff. Why don't we get on with the workout? And I'm saying this is the workout. Because if you start working out and lifting and doing things, and you're not mindful of this principle of how to get up out of a dadgum chair properly, you're going to be in a world of problems. Okay, see what I did? I went a little lighter. Now I'm going to go with a non-preferred leg again. And I'm going to take those steps without doing this. That's how we take our first steps. And a lot of times it's just that we need to calm down, take the time to set your spine, to set a good neutral spine. Take a big breath. Here we go. Hip hinge, breath, exhale. Now take the other leg, bring that knee up and keep your rib cage lifted. If you'll keep your rib cage lifted, you will look like immediately 5 years younger. I mean, if that's important to you. To me, it's important to, yeah, that's great, but you want to give your spine and your back and your hips the best chance to walk properly, okay? There's a lot of stuff out of your control, but this is for most of us, not maybe all of us, but most of us, this is in control. So I'm gonna go hip hinge. See what I'm doing? I'm dropping my chin, yeah? I'm taking a breath, and I'm gonna lead the choir. Here I go. Here I come. Rib cage up. Take that first step with your rib cages lifted, okay? Now, we've done that several times. Now we're gonna go across. See how I did that? So I'm just standing here. I'm gonna go across, just like that. The minute you put pressure on that front leg, guess what some of you are doing? I know, because I would do it if I could get away with it. So come back. Now I'll cross over the other way. When I go like this, the minute I put the pressure here, many of you are going like this. You're going like this, okay? So get this right, because we're going to be doing this quite loaded here in just a minute. So I'm going to go across, full pressure on that front leg, bring that back leg up and take a step. Step, okay? And then walk back, walk back, walk back. Stay rib cage up. Big deep breath. Cross over. Tight tummy. What's gonna happen? Rib cage up. Step forward. See this? So this little maneuver, I did sit to stands. I took the first steps because we're gonna be doing this weighted in just a minute. When you do these little cross-body maneuvers, we did forward and back, then you step forward and you step together. See that? And here's the deal. My tummy's in because I'm bracing. I'm breathing through my nose. So that means shut your mouth. Then I'm gonna step back and I'm gonna cross over the other way. So I'm gonna go like this. See that? So the minute you do that, say rib cage up, because some of you are caving forward. Then take the back leg and just bring it up here. See that? It's like you're going to just take a step. Walk back, walk back, walk back. So this is a very little maneuver that is very typical of dance steps, okay? That's why dance, one of the reasons why dance has multiple benefits. Some of us can't go that fast, whatever. You can achieve the same mental and the same balance and the same coordinated movement effect by just doing these moves. But you gotta get lined up because many of us, let me recap, many of us are taking our first steps like this and we don't want to. So if you don't want to, you gotta keel back your workout and doing mindless repetitions in terrible form, and you gotta straighten yourself up. So here I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna go recap and then we're gonna move on because we're gonna fix it to load. All of this stuff is helping to get those joints lubricated, okay? That synovial fluid, and see my fingers? So I'm just doing like this, just open and closing, slap, open and close. And look at my shoulders, look at my hands. I don't go way up, I just go to here, okay? Sit, so you hip hinge, you step wide, don't be narrow. Take a breath through the nose, hip hinge, use your hands if you need to, or not, lead the choir. Now hesitate, say rib cage up, and I'm going to take my first steps with a very extended, neutrally spined back. And I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna do that again with the other leg. Step, step, and I'm gonna come back, then I'm gonna do my crossover walking, okay? And if you want to really stay on a grid or a line and do it all the way up, put you some tape down on the floor, little masking tape, little, yeah. So see how I'm crossed over? Okay, come back, because I'm telling you, this maneuver right here is gonna send some of you into a forward bending situation. We don't wanna do that. Excuse me, little sneeze. Okay, right there, when you put the weight on that front leg and it's forward and you're ready to push off of this leg, say rib cage up. Pretend I'm behind you and I got my hands right in your little rib cages and I'm pulling you up. See? Drop your shoulders, take breath. Now step forward and then go back and do the other side. Okay? So I'm going to go over here now. See that? Say rib cage up, step forward, and you're going to come right here and back up. Some of you need to practice this like through the day. Just if you've got a straight thoroughfare somewhere, the porch, do crossover, rib cage up, step forward, crossover, rib cage up, step through, you get the idea, and then walk back, okay? When you're doing it, do not cave and do what I and many of us, when we take those first steps, we're doing it like this. We're shuffling, we're starting to do that little thing. Don't just say, I'm not gonna do that. And if you're determined not to do that, then you have to pull the rib cage up and you have to exaggerate that knee lift. See that? It's very hard to cave forward when you're exaggerating your knee lift, okay? That serves two of the many purposes of doing an exaggerated knee lift. And why am I doing all this on a loading Monday? Because we're gonna do all these with weights. The whole situation changes when you add weight, okay? And see, a lot of us, see this? 1001, 1002, 1003. Step, drop your chin, say rib cage up. See, I'm ready to bring the other one up. 1001, 1002, 1003. Step. So if you did this 10 times in the morning, 10 times in the afternoon time, just do this. But when you do it and you start to really hesitate, don't cave on me. See, don't, oh, do all this. No, 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 you're gonna stay rib cage up. And if you need to, grab yourself a bar. Some of you might be so unstable that you're afraid to hang that. This is a hang 5. See that? I got 5 toes off the ground, okay? So if we did hang 10, how would we do that? Yeah, we'd have to jump. And I don't know about you, but I'm not gonna jump that high, that long. Here we go, see this? See this? Yeah, and if you're tottering and hard to keep your balance, get yourself your bar, your walking pole, or go along a wall. Go along a wall, that would work. But see this? So the minute you pull your knee up, many of you have a really hard time keeping a neutral spine, okay? And I'm going through the arduous task of doing it with you. A lot of people will give mouth service to what you need to do, but they won't do it with you. Well, I'm doing it with you. And if I'm doing this, you can do it, okay? Every time you bring that knee up, see, and then when you go back, pick your heels up, okay? Take a big breath through your nose. Now I'm gonna bring my bar here. If I need it, I can put it down, see? If I get off balance, I'll just put it down here. And that gives my point of contact, okay? This is how you do balance training. You make sure you're always put in place safety first measures, whether it's you can hang on to a wall, a railing, a pole, okay? So when you bring that knee up, some of you might be saying, well, what's the big deal about that? Well, the big deal is, hold it up there for a bit. And see, I'm tapping my knee that is ready to support all this is not locked. It's bent slightly. And I'm gonna come up here and I'm gonna challenge my foot, my knee, my hip, everything to hold this until I wanna put it down. That's my homework for you. Do a couple of one-legged balances through your day. So here I come. I'm gonna go to this one. This is my hip replace side. This is my knee replace side. So when I go to my hip replace side, I happen to know that I tend to lean. And it's not a good compensation. So when I'm coming here, I'm using my pole lightly. Drop your shoulders, say rib cage up. You're breathing through the nose. You're hanging out here for a bit. Keep that knee, the supportive knee, don't let it lock. Keep it soft. Then bring that leg down when you want to bring it down. Not when you have the knee jerk, oh, I'm falling, I gotta put my foot down. Okay? So, yeah, balance exercises have to be on purpose because we want to start doing this. And that's where you don't want to go. And you don't have to do that. And if that's who you are, if that's your desire to not get into the shuffle, everything I did at the beginning of this workout is what you should go back through pretty regularly until you get it. Okay? So here's my bar. I'm going to go down. I'm going to go wide. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to hang out here for just a little bit. See this? I'm not going to sit down. I'm acting like I'm going to sit down, but then I don't. So I'm going to act like I'm going to sit down, but I don't. See? You just go down, and then you don't. Keep your back very extended. Keep your chin tucked. You're breathing in through the nose. Make sure that chair is under you. Equal pressure on both heels. Act like you're going to sit down, but then don't. Oh, and then sit down. Yeah, yeah. That's what you got to do. And these should be burning a little bit. Right here. Yes, that's the idea. Okay, I'm going to put my bar down. Then I'm going to do we've done a lot of straight forward. We've done crossovers. We've done holding, but we haven't done a lot of transverse yet, especially with hips. So this is my hip replace side. This is my knee replace side. And as you can see, I'm able to, this is the hip that's giving me some tightness these days. Okay. See, I understand all of this stuff, y'all. So I'm right here. See, I'm putting this down, but I'm keeping my toe under. Why? Because I want to lean back a little bit. I don't want to hold it there. I'm trying to loosen up and unstick your hips. I'm trying to loosen up and unstick your back. So I'm pointing my knee down. My toe is under my foot. Okay, I don't point it. So it's stretching the plantar fascia. And I'm pushing my knee down and I'm pushing myself back just a little bit until I feel that stretch coming right here. See this? Keep that toe down and then push yourself back, just like that. You should feel a big stretch right here. Got it? Good. Take a big breath. Now we're gonna go for the groin. Are you ready? So this is only gonna work if you do not round your back. So you're gonna go right here with your elbows. See here? I'm touching the back of my chair. My shoulders have to be down. Yes, yes. And if you can't quite touch the back of the chair with the backs of your elbows, I know we tend to blame the chair, right? Well, my chair's not like your chair. I hope you're laughing. Okay, see, I can touch those, but I have to really pull through these shoulders. And the shoulders have to be down. And I'm touching the backs right there. Now I'm going to come this way. I'm going to put my forearms, I'm going to open my legs as wide as I can with my knee right on top of my ankle, meaning I don't want to go in yet. We're going to do that. But as I come down here now, this should really be hitting a lot of very tight spots on you. You're going to drop your chin. You're going to drop your shoulders. Go as wide as you can with your legs. You're actually kind of pushing out with your forearms. Then you're going to bring yourself forward as far as you can until the stretch in the groin is saying, I can't go anymore. See? See that? Take a big breath. Keep your chin tucked. Okay, now you're going to drop one shoulder. I don't care which. You're going to drop one shoulder and you're going to push into that groin. Then you're going to come back to neutral. Then you're gonna drop the other shoulder. You're gonna push into that leg with your forearm. And it should be hitting those groin muscles. Yeah, those are your adductors. Okay, take a big breath. Now come straight through the middle as far as you feel you can. And then come back all the way. You got it? Good. Okay, now we're gonna go knee in. Now this is something, you can even do this sitting in church. See? Just do it a couple of times. Act like you're trying to say hi to somebody over here. See, turn like this and act like you're gonna try to say hi to somebody over here. That's all I want you to do, is just drop and drop. What am I trying to get you to do? Some of you have some real problems with your hips. Okay, this is unloaded. I could do this laying on the floor, but I'm choosing to do it in the chair right now because I want you to see that you can do this through the day without getting in the floor, okay, if you don't want to. Okay, so once you rotate it in and out, your hips will start moving more smoothly. See this? See this? Then I follow it inside, inside. And then I'm gonna go out as far as I can, and I'm gonna go out as far as I can. So you put your hands right here because I'm gonna go out with the leg. See that? I'm pushing my hand. My rib cage comes up and I rotate my ankle. See? So that the outside ankle is going toward the floor and this is pushing. So that's an outward rotation of the hip, right? Then I do the same thing over here. I rotate my ankle, I say rib cage up, and I push that knee out so it rotates my hip. And this is my hip replacement. This is my knee replacement. So this is the side that's really sticking on me right now, okay? But I can tell you from the beginning of class to just now, this is moving so much more than it was because I'm helping it to not be so tight. So if you just do a few little of these moves, it will help manage the situation. Is it gonna make it go away? No, but you can manage things better, okay? And it feels a lot better. All right, rotate back. And I'm doing this right on the precipice of the weight loading, okay? So stay with me here. I'm gonna lean back, okay? Got my hands like this. I'm gonna go back. Then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna turn my hands. That rotation. See that? And I go down. So palm down, go back, and palm is facing up, okay? Once you're able to do this, then you bring that knee up. You drop your chin, and you just give it a little movement, okay? See, this is just what we used to call movement. Well, this kind of move now they've called it flossing. Whatever. I've been around long enough to know it's the same movement, okay? Here we go. But they figured out that if you do some of this flossing, you clean out a lot of the junk in your joints, which is just getting the synovial fluid moving and so that you move more fluidly. And then I come down and I keep rotating my hands. See this? Keep my chin tucked, take a big breath, and I just gently do some movement through the knee. Yeah, some extensions. Here we go. Turn, 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 turn. So those kind of moves will help prepare you to pick up some weights, okay? Anytime you need to, stop, put the weights down, and do any of those that we just did, okay? This one is a very good one to do just to get into your shoulders. See what I did? I just went into a W, and I went into a T, and then if you can go up into a Y, try to go up into a Y. Now right here is where you really drop your shoulders. Yes. Then you come back down into that W. You turn your hands a couple of times, go into this T, rotate, 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 and into a Y. Drop your shoulders, okay? Yes. All right, here's the weights. I'm gonna pick up my weights. Number one, I have the pad. So we're gonna get more challenged. If you have balance issues, you might not wanna do the pad with the weights. That's your call. But I'm gonna start with a 6, and then I'm gonna go up pretty quickly, all right? So I've got my 6 and my 6. And we're gonna do this very functionally, meaning we're not gonna do tons of repetition. We're gonna do a lot of repetition with one muscle group. We're gonna simulate functional moves like walking, like sitting and standing. Those are very functional, okay? Are you ready? So here's my weights right here. And I'm gonna leave the choir and stand up, or if that's a problem for me and I need a little help getting up, then I will elect to use maybe one weight. And I'll put my hand here, I'll keep my shoulders down, and I will come up that way. See, grab the weight and I'm up and at them. And so everybody's different in what their needs are, but you've got to be safe when you do balance type work. So I'm gonna bring those weights here. I'm gonna open them, I'm gonna close them, and I'm gonna open them. And as I do that, I'm gonna bring the hands down. So I'm gonna go knee up, right here, open, close, put the knee down. Here I go. So see we've already done these. Bring the knee up, exaggerated, open and close, and bring it down. So let me explain. This is gonna get real dicey, which you thought, how hard could that move be, Jean? We did all that at the beginning of class. We did all that the first half of class. But what did I tell you? Game changes when you add weight. Now this is 6, this is 6. But when you bring your hands up this far, it's not even the whole way. And then you put some moves like this in it, and you fight against the propensity to get off balance. Don't get discouraged. Everybody does. So when I take a step and I bring the knee up, number one, do not push this hip out. That's a very big mistake for compensatory moves. Do not lock your knee. Take a step, keep the knee soft, say rib cage up, bring your arms up, bring them out, and bring your leg up as far as you feel you can. And if you need to, just toe tap and stay on target. Take a breath, toe tap, stay on target. Now hold it there. Take a big deep breath, bring those elbows in, bring them out. You might have to toe tap, that's fine. Take a big breath, take a big breath, take a big breath, and come down. Now we're gonna take the other step, okay? So the leg that I just used to support that move was my knee, my hip replace side. It's much more unstable, okay? So you gotta just know that. So bring your hands up, bring your other leg up, soften the knee, take a big deep breath, bring that leg up, hang out there for a little bit, bring those elbows in, and then bring them out. And do it very carefully, because this little teeny move will pull you off. That's the point. Bring that knee up, hang out, hang out, hang out, hang out, and then bring it down and bring it down. I know it. When you do that little tiny move, especially with weights, and you try to hold your balance, one-legged standing with weights, yes, it will push you. Okay, with the lighter weights, these are my lighter weights, and it could be 3 for you, Could be no weight, that'd be fine. So I'm gonna take this now, I'm gonna drop my shoulders. So actually, if you ever talk to people, oh yeah, I take this class with this crazy woman online, and you're trying to describe the class, yes, it's strength training, but it's actually a tutorial and a constant irritation to stand properly. Okay, so just tell them that. So here I go. See this? I'm going to come over. See that? So I got light weights. I'm going to put my foot right in the middle, drop my shoulders, take a big breath through the nose, bring the knee up and over. So it's an exaggerated up and over. Here we go. Up and over. And be ready, because when you put your weight into that leg in the front on the pillow, drop your shoulders. What are you going to want to do? If I were with you right this minute, I'll guarantee you some of you are doing this. So don't do that. Say rib cage up. Bring that knee up. Hesitate over. Up. Hesitate over. It could be just 1001. So keep that foot right in the middle. Okay. Here's my question to you. When you put your foot down, the way I have it right now, behind, what position did you put your foot? Yeah, some of you are on to me and you're keeping your foot straight, but our propensity is to turn it out because we're trying to keep balance. I know. So keep that toe pretty forward. It might turn a little, but if it's turning a lot, you don't want to go a lot. So take a breath, drop your shoulders, say rib cage up. You're going to put pressure into that foot on the front. You're going to do a little hammer curl, and then you're going to come back. Okay? Take a big breath, drop your shoulders. Now I'm going to turn them, and I'm going to come straight on curl, straight on bicep curl. So I'm doing a step over and multiple types of arm work. So as I pull, I'm going to keep my shoulders down. I'm going to take a big deep breath through my nose. I'm going to hesitate up here for just a second. And here's the thing to notice. When you step up right here, right now, right this minute, before you leave go of the foot in the back, many of you are scrunching your toes. Open your toes. Splay your toes. Don't lock your knee. Ready? Splay the toes. They need to be wide. And then come back down. 2 more. Here we go. Breath. And then back down. So I did bicep curl, hammer curl, which gets different parts of the arms. Now I'm going to go to the other leg. Okay, so here I am. I'm going to drop my shoulders. I'm going to brace. And when you brace and you tighten in your tummy, many of you hold your breath. Don't want to hold your breath, especially when you're lifting weights. Drop your shoulders. Come up. Bring those arms up. Say rib cage up. Bring the leg up and over. So it's this move. Up and over. And you see how I stepped there? And why did I do that? This is my very unstable hip because it's replaced. By virtue, it's going to be more unstable. You don't have the pain, but you don't have the near support and use of your leg. That's just the facts. So put your foot there, and as you're stepping up, say rib cage up, and now I'm going to come like this. See? I'm just going to act like I'm putting those weights up in my pockets. Okay? And when I come bring that leg up, I know that I'm going to be a little more unstable, so I put my toe here, and then I come over. That's a safety mechanism for not falling. And you will get to where you can do it all the way over, but it's a challenge, okay? And if I'm really concentrating on just that, but I'm holding weight, it's hard. Keep your knees soft, bring this up, then bring it over. Because if you over or under balance and you're working on a very unstable surface, which is what this pad is, it's gonna throw you. Don't be discouraged with it. A lot of people I will take and I will work with them against the wall. And they can actually use the weights and kind of put their elbow or their shoulder on a wall. Okay, take a big deep breath, drop your shoulders. Now we're gonna put one foot, I'm gonna put my unstable leg. That's where I ended with, so put that one up there. Now we're gonna bend in and we're gonna push those arms back. See that? Push those arms back. Here's what I don't want you to do. Some of you put your foot up here and you go to do this, and you know what you're doing? You're turning. I want you to keep your shoulders facing the floor. See, I'm gonna go like this. I'm like this. Keep my chin tucked. I'm pressing into that front leg. I'm pushing back. I'm keeping my shoulders down. I'm pushing back. Keeping my shoulders down. Pushing back. Keeping my shoulders down. Then I'm gonna lift with those weights, pull them up, pull my shoulder blades together, keep my chin tucked, take a big breath with my nose, and straight up there. See? A little bend in the elbow, squeeze the shoulder blades, keep your chin tucked, take a big breath, open your toes, one more, and we're back. Yay. Okay, so look what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna step wide over my weights because putting weights down, picking weights up is the two biggest times people have injury in a gym, okay? Now I'm gonna go up. That may have been fine for you, and that's maybe what you wanna keep, that weight. But I'm going up, so I'm at 9, okay? So I'm focusing a lot on locomotion, functional moves. And how did we start this whole session off? Walking forward with an exaggerated knee lift. And if somebody is having gait issues, depending on what their issues are, of course, but if you're able to stand, I will put them up against a wall, okay? For instance, like this would be a wall, okay? I will just put them up against a wall, have them lean into the wall, and I'll have them get very good at doing a knee up stance. See, I'm pushing against this as if it were a wall. You can even push up against a chair. See, like that. See, like that? Just push up, say rib cage up. So you can push up against a chair. Just something where you can keep yourself balanced and not go forward. Because I want you to elevate. I want you to get to a 90 degree. And then we start to do our extensions. So if you have gait issues, you gotta get stronger and you gotta get your joints being able to move, okay? So one-legged standing is actually where you start. And if you need more support than just a chair or something like that, go up against a wall. Put your shoulders on the wall and get that leg up right there. See that? See that? Yeah. So I want you to know that this is a technique for getting stronger. And it's one of the first things I do with a person if I see them walking like this. We got issues. Stand up, okay? Number one, slow down. Say rib cage up, drop my shoulders, okay? Now I'm gonna step wide. I'm gonna pick up 9 pounds on this hand, 9 pounds on this hand. You may have done fine with the other weight. So whatever you need to pick up, you pick up, okay? So, turn my little chair around here. Okay, now, remember I put this move, this was one of the patterned walkings that I did. You can either have weights or no weights. It's your call. But now I have added 18 pounds to my frame very quickly. So right down here in the South, if you you don't even have to go out to eat. If you just go to somebody's house a couple of times, you could put on pretty close to 18 pounds. I would prefer doing it this way because I can drop them. So now I have them right here. I'm just hanging on to them. It's very, very, very important that you're not leaning. So say rib cage up, and then you're gonna go across like that. And the minute you put that foot across and come back, see, I don't even want to walk you right now. I want you to drop your shoulders, soften your knees, big breath through the nose, just go over here and act like you're going to pull the back leg, but don't. See, act like it. Open your toes, don't splay them, say rib cage up. Because the minute you do this crossover, many of you have caved and you're bending where I don't want you to bend, okay? Because you know why? You get scared because you're like, oh my goodness. And you go like this and it's a panic feeling because you think you're getting off balance. And your brain don't know what to do with it because, and so you just say, I'm gonna fall, I'm gonna fall. No, soften your joints. Yeah, say rib cage up, take a big deep breath, and then come back. So I have 18 pounds that I'm managing. Very important for me to keep my rib cages up. Okay, drop your shoulders. See, I haven't even taken a step yet. I'm trying to train you to have your spine, your hips, your knees, your feet, your ankle be more stable in this crossover type of a pattern walk. I keep my shoulders down and my rib cage is up. And if you've got a pretty good weight, you're feeling this. I'm feeling it in my upper body. But this is great training because what do we eventually want to do? We want to walk straighter, right? So that's what I'm trying to get you to do with a weight. Here we go. Cross. Okay. Take a breath. Only if you feel safe do you bring that back leg up. If you don't feel safe, you just go back to here. Okay, everybody's on their own here. You've got to follow me with this because this is you're gonna feel a little off balance once in a while when you're doing good balance training, okay? Take a big breath. Here we go. I'm gonna bring my foot up this time. I'm gonna cross over. I'm gonna bring this leg up here and step together. Drop your shoulders, breathe, step back, okay? Get ready. Here we go, we're gonna go to the other side. I'm gonna cross over, just like that. Okay, rib cage up. Take a big breath. And you walk back. Take a big breath. Take a big breath, take a big breath. Okay? Now I'm gonna act like I'm gonna sit, but then I don't. See? I'm gonna act like I'm gonna sit, but I don't. So this means push your butt back, hip hinge, but keep your rib cage up. Big breath. Woo! Heels. Big breath. Take a big breath. Heels. Here we go. Heels. See, not much. Just a little. You act like you're going to sit on a stool. That's all I'm doing. Boom. Take a big breath. See? Big breath. 2 more. Big breath. 1 more. And big breath. Yeah. Now, get those weights right there. Now I'm going to approach my chair. I'm going to put those weights right here. See that? Now, if you know that you're having trouble with your hips, you're not as strong as you should be and you have trouble getting out of a chair, you're the one that needs to put that pad on the chair right now, okay? I want to go a little deeper, but you may not. So put the pad on the chair, see? Right there. 2 inches will help. So I'm going to go down, 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 down. Sit. Then I'm going to go down, and I'm going to stand up. So here I go. My shoulders are down. Again, I have 9 pounds, and I have 9 pounds, okay? I'm going to keep them right here. I'm going to hip hinge. I'm going to push really hard into my heels, and I'm going to come up and up. So that little maneuver for somebody who's heading for a hip replacement or a knee replacement, you're going to need assistance with your hands. So you know who you are. So I'm going to come down, and then I'm going to come up. Okay, now I want to show you something. I'm going to do one more with the weights right here. I'm going to keep my chin tucked, and I'm going to make it down, take a big breath. I'm going to drop my shoulders. I'm going to hip hinge, and when I go to stand up, many of you are holding your breath. Why? Because that's what slugs do. Take a breath right now, okay? Push your butt back. Take a breath, and you're going to exhale as you push into your heels. Give yourself a fighting chance to not get dizzy, to use your muscles. And I'm doing it with 18 pounds extra that I'm hanging on to. Okay, now I want you to do something with me. Whatever weight you chose, we're going to put them right here. See? I'm going to put them right there. So now when I come up, just by changing that weight position, hang on to them so that they're secured there. See, I'm just putting my hands here in the front. I'm going to go like this. Take a big breath. Heels and exhale. You see how much harder that is? I know it. Take a breath. Now stick that butt back. Shine your tail lights, go into your heels, and come down. And do it very smoothly. That means in control. Okay, take a breath. Drop your shoulders. And exhale. Heels. Squeeze your butt. Here we go. Back down. Push your butt back. Hold, 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 and down. Yeah, I know. Just a different way of standing up and sitting down. Take a big breath. Through your nose, drop your shoulders, rib cage up. Hip hinge, push your taillights, take a breath, and exhale as you come up. Okay? Now I'm going to take this, and I'm going to bring them right here. And I'm going to go up and down. See? See this? Now, if you started doing this with me, I can guarantee you did this. Okay? So, we're upright. We're pretty wide stance. I got pretty good weights here. I'm going to say rib cage up. Do not bend forward. I want you to push off those toes. See, it's a push off the toes. Equal pressure on both feet. Yeah, that's a thing. The minute you start doing something like this, you will go to your stronger side. And that depends on injuries, depends on how you carry yourself posturally, a lot of different things. But be mindful of it. Your goal is to equalize. Okay? See how I'm just bringing my heels up momentarily? Just like that. Just like that. Now I'm going to add my shoulders. Squeeze. Squeeze. Shoulders come to my ears. My knees are soft, but I'm very upright. Yeah. Don't cave on me. Just bring it up. So this is kind of like a version of a calf pump. And you're working your feet. This is one of the ways you get your feet stronger, is you do toe, heel maneuver, toe, heel movement, heel, toe, heel. We're doing from the heel to the toe right now. Stay with me, stay rib cage up, shoulders, go, go. Right into the toe box, right into the toe box. Go. Just 3 or 4 more. Here we go. Say rib cage up, rib cage up, rib cage up, rib cage up. Yeah, I know it. Now I'm gonna put these down. Okay. Then I got my chair right here. So what I'm gonna do, heading out of the class here, is my really standard foundational body and leg stretching, okay? Movement stretching, I call it movement stretching. Keep your shoulders down and you're gonna go press into the heel. See, come up and press into the heel. Come up and press into the heel. Come up and press into the heel. Take a big breath and then step and step back. Your back is nice and straight. From your wrist to your shoulder is a straight line. You feel that calf stretch. And then you bend and stretch. See? Bend that back knee. Keep your chin tucked. Try to go all the way to the heel. So I can tell you my knee replaced side, it's very difficult for me to get my heel totally on the ground. Okay? So you might have to step in just a tiny bit, but that's your goal. Drop your shoulders. Do a few little calf pumps. It's gonna feel just tremendous when you're done with this. Take a big deep breath. Take a big deep breath. Take a big deep breath. Yes. And then press in. Come to all the feet on the floor. Here's my arms. Then I'm going to put one hand in the middle. I'm going to take an elbow and go back over my back and then open my arms. So bend the elbow first, drop your shoulders, then open it. Keep your chin tucked, knees are soft, big breath, hold it over there, open this chest wall, come back, bent knees, elbow first, then open. Elbow first, and you'll move one knee down, one knee a little straight, that's fine. Go over your back as far as you possibly can. Take a big breath, and then come back down. Then you're gonna push off, and you're gonna find a chair. You're gonna find a door. Something that you can hang on to would be good. This is perfect, because it's a stair, it's a banner, stair banner. And you don't have that, any door that has molding on it, that's not gonna come off, would be really wonderful. Then you're gonna come down and you're just gonna press back with your butt. You're hanging on, adjust yourself however you need to so that you can really hang here. And you're gonna go to the side. Your ears are right at your bicep. Back and forth, just really pull back. Take a big deep breath, big deep breath, big deep breath. And then you come up and you round your shoulders now. And you push the top of your shoulder blades back. And then you come in, drop your shoulders, and you're good to go. You are good to go. Okay? I hope that helped. I see Susan out there.